Empire with Sophie Zoe. I'm Sophie Zillman, the owner and CEO of Sophie Zoe Next Level Business Support and the host of the show. Today, I want to talk about something that is a recent experience of mine that is a part of what I believe is one of the biggest things in growing your business, scaling it to seven figures and beyond, and doing it easily, sustainably, or as I like to say, with ease and grace and time and space. So, the main point of it is take a leap of faith. And what I mean by that is when it comes to scaling your business, having a team, creating and leveraging systems in that team is going to be some of the biggest factors to your success. It's crucial. And it's also scary as fuck. I mean, when it comes to making decisions that will be key factors in achieving your success you desire, which involve hiring people, creating systems, and potentially getting new technology, all those different things, the things that are going to really make your business run more or less without you and let you step into your genius and have vacations and things like that. It's scary because, you think, oh, I can't do that. I don't have the money. I don't have the time to hire people. Who do I hire? Where do I look? What do I do? It becomes this huge negative conversation in your head, or maybe even out loud to yourself and you freak out going, oh my God, I want to grow to seven figures and beyond, but I need a team and I need this and I need that and I need this. And then you spiral into the rabbit hole that basically, stops you in your tracks. But before you give up and go home, let's do a couple of things here. First, take a good hard look at your numbers. If you don't have a bookkeeper or anything, hopefully you're tracking your own numbers and doing your own bookkeeping. But again, that's a part of that team you need to get. But still, the idea is look at your numbers. Look at how much you're making, what your expenses are, perhaps where you can cut some expenses if needed, and really, and hopefully you have a backup fund because that's going to be helpful in this process too. Second, take a good hard look at your workload. Are you working practically 24/7? Are you always in your office working, missing out on family time and fun times and all of those things? Are you working on vacation? Are you working 12, 15, 18 hours a day, barely sleeping, barely eating? Look at your calendar and look at your appointments and look at the things you're doing and not doing. And last but not least, take a good hard look at your family and social life and your self-care routine and the things that are fun, your hobbies. Like I like to go to the beach. I like to go to Harry Potter Land in Florida. I love my self-care. And if your calendar and your workload all combine to say you don't have time for family, you don't have time for a life outside of your business, and you certainly don't have time to take care of yourself, it's time to stop and breathe and think, how can I make this work? What will I need to do? And here's the thing. Here's what's important to taking that leap of faith to hire a team, especially a team that includes a person who will be your right hand, who will become your mini me. And it's a full-time commitment. The team and I'm by full-time, I mean, it's a full-time commitment spread out through the team to make it easier on you in so many ways. Because if you have consistent revenue, too much work on your plate, and no time for self-care and fun, you're going to be stuck where you are and you're going to be continually overwhelmed and burned out and you're going to be tired. And it's really important that you get serious about that leap of faith that it requires to hire a team, hire a full-time mini me, as I like to call it, as many other people call it. And I want you to know that it is an investment. It is not an expense, because here's the thing. An expense is something that doesn't really, is something like the technology behind the scenes, your CRM, your membership software, your website. Those are all expenses that are, a part of doing business, and they're a necessity. Well, so is a team. But a team and a mini me that works right by your side is an investment, because those are the things that are going to get everything off your plate so you can step into your genius, do only the marketing and revenue generating things that will grow the business, the new product and service development, launches, all the things that go with expanding your revenue, growing your business, and not overloading yourself even more. Because it's really important for you to be able to focus on the things that are going to grow the business. And there's a couple options here. Hiring a team can be easy, or it can be time consuming, overwhelming, and a lot more work on top of your already full plate. So, but here's the thing, it may be the one way works for you better than the other. You've got to do what works for you. As I always say, do what works for you. If you want to go the easy route, you can hire an all in one team or an agency that has all the people already hired, already vetted, experienced, trained, the whole nine yards. And it's a simple plug and play kind of situation. For example, my team, we are a plug and play all in one team for marketing or operations or both. We have many years experience, we have expertise in our areas of genius, and you get a single point of contact that mini me, as a part of that team, a part of that agency model, to just literally come in, look things over, get to know you, get to know your business, and start strategizing, planning, and implementing the things you need to get off your plate so that you can market, sell, deliver, and deliver with ease, and deliver value and deliver yourself wholeheartedly 100%. Or you can go through the process of hiring one by one by one. And that can be a really long, arduous process. You have to have job descriptions. You have to have an application process. You have to know what roles you need to fill. You need to know, then you have to, put job notices out there. You have to vet the applicants. You have to interview them, and then you have to onboard them and train them and manage them. Now, you can start that process by hiring the mini me first. That as long as it's a mini me who is capable of doing the hiring process for and the onboarding and the whatnot of building a team one by one. And it, like I said, it may be more um, both financially feasible and less stressful, which I know sounds funny because I said hiring one by one is kind of overwhelming and stressful. But if you at least start with the mini me and get that all settled, and then hire the next thing that's the most important thing after that thing person, and continue to add to the team over time, that it will allow you to grow the business with sustainability and easily. It will take quite a bit longer because easy sustainable growth takes a while anyway. There's no instant success, there's no overnight success, there's no hire a team and make $1 million in 3 months. That's not how it's going to work. It is a sustainable long-term game plan. And hiring one by one over time is going to extend that long-term game plan. Whereas hiring an agency or an all-in-one plug-and-play team will allow you to get started sooner rather than later. Everybody will be in place, already trained and onboarded with the mini me that comes with the team, all of those things. So, as a business owner who has a team and offers an all-in-one team option, that's my business model. I do my best to walk my talk. I do my best to delegate everything I can to my team, and they also work for my clients. And I have come to that impasse in my own business where I realized I need a full-time mini me. I've had part-time ones over the years. I've had my daughter and daughter-in-law step in to be my right hand over the past few years. And they were great. They are great. But they also figured out it's not their thing. it's not the kind of work they want to do. It's not the kind of role they want to have in my business. In fact, my daughter-in-law decided she wanted to go work in the daycare where my grandson is. And that's her thing. And that's perfect. That's okay. I mean, I didn't even freak out over that because I knew my daughter was going to step into that place. And now my daughter's been in that role, and she too has come to see that it's not her thing. It's not her jam. It's not her genius. And that is so key to everything working well, is having the people on your team who are experts working in their genius and love what they're doing. Because if they don't, there's going to be problems and it's not going to work out. And through this experience with my family working with me, which has been great, and my daughter still works for me, I have I did what I said in this very podcast. I took a hard look at my numbers. I took a hard look at my workload. I took a hard look at my family life, my social life, my desire to go on vacations and really unplug like I do for my clients. And I said, okay, enough's enough. This is it. I have the money, both the consistent revenue and a backup fund. And I happen to have a credit card with a very large balance so that if I do need to float some credit for a little while, I can. So when I really looked at it, and I knew that my new assistant that took over when my daughter-in-law left came on board, I had been talking to her for years about bringing her on to the company again because she's worked for me many times over the years, and eventually hiring her full time to be my mini me, to work with us full time and take her away from her day job. And, I talked to her about that for years. I kid you not, for 2 or 3 years, the last 2 or 3 years, I'm like, I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to bring you on. And I never did. And I never did. And then my daughter-in-law left and I brought her on. I said, I can bring you on part-time. Can you do both for a while? And she was like, yeah, sure, I can. And then, and that was just a few months ago. And I just, when this realization hit that I myself am up against that wall, I myself am at that plateau where I need to practice what I preach even more than I already do. I really need to step into it and walk my talk. And I need to take that leap of faith because I know I'm really fucking good at what I do. My team is really fucking good at what they do. We get results, we solve problems, and we provide an experience, a full team experience to our clients at a rate that works for them, that is better than hiring one by one and having extensive employee salaries to pay, etc. And now I'm ready to walk my talk even further and say, okay, I'm going to take that leap of faith. I'm going to take my assistant. And I offered her a full-time role with the company, asking her to leave her day job and come work for us full-time. And she said yes. And I'm going to be honest. At first, I was excited. I was thrilled. I was like, yes. And then for the next few nights, I practically had nightmares going, oh my God, I'm really doing this. Oh no, can I afford this? Are we really going to make this work? Can I do this? All that subconscious doubt, worry, and fear started plaguing me in the middle of the night. And I finally said, enough's enough. Shut up, brain. You got this. Because I am taking that leap of faith 100% all in, no doubt, no worry, no fear. I got this and I can make this work because this is the step that's going to take me to my next level and allow me to take my clients to their next level better, easier, gracefully, all of those things. So take a leap of faith. Hire at least the mini me. Hire the full team if you can. But know that until you have a full team and systems and all the back end stuff working like a well-oiled machine without you doing it yourself, that's when growth happens. That's when freedom happens. And that's when the revenue really starts to escalate and grow exponentially over time. And then it becomes a rinse and repeat thing. Or it becomes these things work. How can we make other things like them that are going to work just as well? And you've got all the systems and all the people in place to do that. And you can continually do that over the years. And when you're working with an all-in-one team or an agency, they will grow the team for you if they need more people if someone leaves and they need to be replaced. All of those things come with that agency and or all-in-one team. If you're doing that internally yourself one by one, you do also have, even with a mini me who's managing it all and running it all and doing the hiring and firing or whatever, you're still going to go through that turnover and have to deal with that. But again, the systems, the SOPs, all those things are going to make that easier. And if it's an agency or an all-in-one team, you don't even have to think about it, because the agency or all-in-one team leader is the one that's going to have the resources to bring on a replacement, an experienced, well-vetted replacement quickly and easily. So as I get ready to go out of town today and go to a mastermind that is going to give me much more inspiration in my business, I leave you with: think it through, look at your numbers, look at your workload, look at your life outside of the business, if there is one, and take that leap of faith. Hire the team, hire the right hand mini me, hire the right people to get you where you want to go, because ultimately you can't do it alone. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you again next week.